Hey guys, it is Dan, aka Prof Chipboard here, and I'm here with my week 5 and week 6 NPL D2 matches. Now, first things first, for those who don't know, I'm a final year student, and basically I'm writing my thesis at the moment, so I don't really have time to do YouTube. I'm in 2 leagues. Basically, this video is going to be pretty quick. It's not going to be edited, I'm afraid. And yeah, I'm just sort of explaining why this might not be quite as good a quality as you would like. So yeah, here's my match against Isaiah, aka Captain Crook. He has the Silverleaf, the Mega Venusaur, the Galvantula, Crocodile, Espeon, Volcanion, which is a Z-mover, Shuckle, Talonflame, Sigilif, Tauros, and Malamar. As you can see, he's brought the Venusaur, the Silvally, the Crook, the Volcanion, the Talonflame, and Malamar. Initial thoughts: I know I'm quite weak to Scarf Crook, so I'm kind of expecting that to be a thing. Additionally, Z-Bloom Doom, what's it called? Volcanion is something I have a lot of trouble with. It breaks apart my wall core, my sort of Tentacruel and Jellicent. Bulk up Talonflame is a big threat, and it also bulk up. Oh, sorry, not bulk up. Superpower. Superpower Malamar is potentially a threat as well. So for this match, I've decided to bring offensive Zapdos with Air Cutter, T-Bolt, Roost, and Defog. Defog is because he has to stack me with things like webs. I have Calm Mind, Moonlight, Fizz Def, Signal Beam, Psyshock, Luciana with a Colbur Berry. As that can, if I can sort of get a couple of boosts, that can just sweep through him. I also have Calm Mind, Cavalion with Stealth Rock, Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, and Calm Mind. Almost brought Sub ahead of Stealth Rock. I then also have my Zygarde. This is a pretty special set. It's basically Spidef Coil with 1000 Waves, Sub, and and then Stone Edge as my other attacking move. Basically, this has the potential, and I've got enough speed in it to outrun sort of Mega Venusaur and the Volcanion. Basically, this thing can trap in the Mega Venusaur if he's trapping the Mega Venusaur with 1000 arrows if he is a non-offensive one. Even if he is offensive, I have a chance to for not to break myself, and I can beat it 1v1. Reason for this is because if I can set up a couple of things, particularly if he's a Silverly which can't touch, if he's a type of Silverly which can't touch me, then I can also potentially set up a mat if he doesn't have Parting Shot. Same with a sort of non-offensive Crook. But basically, and also Talonflame. There's a lot of things on the team which I can beat one-on-one via coiling up and cause them a whole world of pain. So it's just quite good against his team and can basically sweep him from almost nowhere. I've got Jellicent with Toxic, Hex, Scold, and Recover. I've also got basically to take on Volcanion. I've also got Verindo Berry, so I don't die to a Z Solar Beam. And then finally, I've got AV Tang with a decent amount of Fizz Def to switch into a Crook because nothing else on my team really appreciates doing it. The Zapdos can, but I'm not Fizz Def because I wanted to beat the Venusaur, and it's just offensive. Zapdos does quite a number on his team. So I decide I really want Rocks. He's not brought any removal and he's brought 2 things weak to it. So I lead off with my Cavalion. He leads off with T-Flame, which is annoying for me. Oh yeah, Air Balloon. I do get up my Rocks first off because a Flare Blitz does not kill me, and I really, really want them there for the rest of the game. He reveals that he's Bulk Up Acro, so I go out into my Zapdos because it can take a hit and it beats this thing. Even if he'd sort of bulked up twice, I could have taken a +2 Flare Blitz. So that's dead. He goes onto his Crook, and I think no Intimidate, that's probably Scarf. He immediately clicks Knockoff and goes my Dagobah. Basically, at this point, I realise I don't have Regenerator on it, which is really annoying. But he goes onto his Venusaur, and I think I double out, predict him to go into Venusaur and catch him with a Jabber. Probably should have gone into what's his name. So I sub up here, expecting to be able to beat him. Leech Seed obviously misses, which is great, which means I can trap him in with my 1,000 arrows. Sorry, 1,000 waves. And that damage reveals that he is quite offensive. And then the Giga Drain reveals that it doesn't break my sub, which is wonderful because I think I can beat him 1v1 on here. However, you'll see next turn that it is indeed a roll to break my sub, which is quite annoying. So what you're going to see over the next few turns is me basically subbing up, hoping that it's a roll in my favour, because I don't know his exact spread, and basically what we learn from this sort of next series of turns is not in my favour at all. He's breaking it more often than not, and basically it comes down to 50-50 of, do I get damage off on him, what do I want to do. So I sub up again, he Giga Drains again, and here I think I want to keep this around because I know it outspeeds and it can also deal a decent amount of damage to the Volk, and he predicts me to go out into Zapdos and Slash Bombs, which is a really good play on his part, but also really annoying from me. So I go into Max Rebo. He doesn't want to stay in because this thing beats it one-on-one, and he's got 2 Dark types. I get up a Calm Mind, and yeah, so I know I've got my Colbur Bear. I'm feeling quite comfortable. Knockoff does barely anything, and yeah, so I then Signal Beam. He's down at 9%, and he decides to rest up. I don't understand this play. Basically, yeah, he rests up and then I crit him. I don't understand his play, to be frank. He probably should have just got damage off, because again I only have 8 Moonlights, and if I just killed him straight off, then I was in range of Crook coming in and killing me, if he just knocked off again. And also, if Signal Beam hadn't killed him this turn, I have a very, very free switch into my Tangrowth, which can then revenge him, or potentially I can just play around with Sweet Sleep Talk rolls because there's only 1 and 3 in his favour because Superpower is doing nothing, so I can potentially recover up and even set up to +2, which is what I needed to be able to OHKO Crook, which is potentially, yeah, word of advice, but this is kind of a haxy match. So he goes out into Crook, and here I'm thinking, oh, he's definitely got Pursuit, so I will stay in, I can take a Crunch and recover up. He would have killed me if he was banded, which is annoying, but here is where being a complete idiot and forgetting to bring Regen Tangrowth bites me in the arse, because I could have taken 2 knockoffs, I can't take 2 Crunches. So I'm basically in a stage of thinking, well, I can still win with Calm Mind. When this dies, Calm Mind Cobalion can win. I still have my answer for Volcanion, so I can beat that one-on-one with Toxic. And also I can potentially kill him with Signal Beam. So I take the hit, I then Signal Beam, and sort of really unfortunately for him, I confuse him. Now here, this is a really good chance. Everything else on his team will kill me. This is my only chance to get my Musharna healthy again. I probably shouldn't have stayed in for the Crunch, but that's unfortunately because I misgened my team, or sorry, misshowdown my team, which is, you know, it happens. I wouldn't be in this situation. He, fortunately for me, gets for confusion, and so I get a free Moonlight backup. And at this stage, I'm at the point of thinking, oh, I might just have game here. So he goes out into his Silverly, and if you'll look at that wonderful pink colour there, and in the text it says Silverly Fairly, so please bear this in mind over the next bit. He reveals multi-attack, and it's super effective, which is really confusing for me. I Psychic because I know that he can't do anything to me with his yeah, basically a regular multi-attack would be doing 25%, so I could very easily Psychic, get damage off, and then recover up next turn, or kill him if he'd SD'd that previous turn, or even actually probably switch out if he'd SD'd that previous turn. because I can revenge him with my Cobalion, and keep my max rebound at a good amount of health to deal with the Venusaur. However, that's not the case, and I'm really playing on tilt here because I'm pretty sure I'm 99% sure it's illegal. I'm not sure if it's something he's done intentionally. It's almost definitely something he's done by accident. But yeah, I need to go and check that out with league officials. He reveals Pursuit here, as I was just sort of slightly confused and staying in because there's no reason for me to try and save this thing. I got to Cobalion basically to revenge, and here I kind of misplay, I think. I probably could have got up a Carmine, but no, he still he still has for Volcanion. So that Volcanion comes in. Equally, the Flash Cannon wasn't super effective, which again reveals that he definitely wasn't Fairy. But yeah. He Will-O-Wisps on my switch into Radus, which makes me basically pretty sure he's not Specs, and I believe I Scold here. Or I either Scold or I Toxic in case he was... No, I Toxic in case he was Bloom Doomed to get him on a timer. But obviously goes into Venusaur. And here I'm at the stage of I really want to get this thing burnt, because if he's burnt I 1v1 him with Cobalion. So I go into my Dagobah, sorry. I go into Dagobah on his potential Leech Seed, and pivot back out into my Cobalion because he's basically got to Sludge Bomb. So which I obviously take. Balloon doesn't make any difference anymore. So I can't mind up as he Leech Seeds. And here I'm feeling pretty comfortable because if I get up another couple of Carmines, even with Synthesis, I'll be at a stage where I 2-KO him through it, and I outspeed. I'm pretty sure I outspeed that Volcanion. He goes out into the Volcanion as I get up another Carmine. I could kill him with Focus Blast here, but I don't want to risk that. However, had I risked the 70%, I could have won the game outright here, because basically his Venusaur can't touch me, and yeah, I would be in a position to win. Equally, if I'd had sub rather than Stealth Rock, I would have just won the game basically. He reveals that he is Z Inferno Overdrive here, which Radus takes like an absolute champ because it's a bit weird because it's got base 105 Spadef, sorry. And here I know he's not going to stay in, and I really want to get this Mega Venusaur burnt, because that little bit of chip damage means he isn't recovering up. So I recover here and predicting him to either Sludge Bomb or Leech Seed, because there's no reason the same person would stay in with this. I basically fish for the Skull Burn. I don't think I get it first time, but I think I get it second or sort of third time. But you know, it's Scald, it's 30%, so it is what it is. Sorry, my throat is getting rather dry. So he leeches seeds up. I'll just speed this a little bit up. Sorry. But I do get the burn as he, I think, kills me off. At this stage, he hasn't revealed his... I can't remember if he's revealed Protect or not. Spoilers if he hasn't. That's his last move. So I go into Dagobah, sacking this off because it dies to both his remaining Mons. And I don't want him recovering too much with Leech Seed. So I can go out into my Cobalion here. And, Flash Cannon is a 2-hit KO. It's potentially a 2-hit KO on the Venusaur at +1. So I get up a Calm Mind. He Leech Seeds, which is, annoying. If I'd had sub, I would have won the game. But, that's my fault for not prepping enough for a Leech Seed Venusaur. I get up a second Calm Mind because I'm now at a stage where, I just can't mind up, really. And that Giga Drain does less for nothing. Breaks my balloon. Rip. So here I can Flash Cannon. And Flash Cannon should put him in a range where my Zygarde comes in and clicks Thousand Waves twice. However, he reveals Protect at this point, and this is really annoying for me because it could get to a point where I well, basically the game will come down to him double protecting or not, and me hitting a focus blast. So I should have risked it on the focus blast early. It's more in my favour. He goes out into his Volcanion. I flash cannon, and that does 21%. Um, unfortunately for him, I get the Speed F drop, which means after the Leech Seed recovery, I do not have to risk what's it called? I do not have to risk a focus miss, which is obviously nice for me. So Flash Cannon kills from there, and basically he's got his Venusaur left, and basically after a Flash Cannon, he's got to protect here. Otherwise, he basically loses the game because I have to Flash Cannon. After a Flash Cannon, he is definitely in range of the Zygarde, and that's game for me. But he has to go for double protect. It's his best play, and he gets it, which is unfortunate for me. But equally, I can't be too mad at that because that he did hit himself in confusion. He did get that 5% basically on the Crook. I did also crit his Malamar. I'm not sure that overly mattered. So yeah, this is what it is, and that's sort of super annoying for me because that's the game right there, and it's a 1-0 to him. He played really, really well, but I am going to talk to sort of the mods and stuff because that Silvally was illegal. I do think it actually made a difference. So it's technically, I believe, a 3-0 to me because he brought an illegal mon. It's sort of, I think it's a problem when you're playing in custom games. It's very, very easy to not bring the right thing because it doesn't check things for you. I know, like 1 week I only caught the fact that my I had the wrong ability on my default Zapdos about 4 seconds before the match started, which could have been very, very embarrassing for me. So yeah, it's a 1-0. That puts me at, if I've won that 3-2. No, sorry, if I've lost that 3-2, but my differential isn't too bad because it was only a 1-0. However, if I did win that with the forfeit, then I'm at 4-1. But either way, I'm not in a bad position overall. So I'm going to hop into my next game. This match was against Sebastian, of i.e. the legendary Seabass of the Santa Cruz Psyducks. And he has a team of Mew, Mega Blastoise, Arcanine, Shaman, Jolteon, Golux, Xatu, Sylveon, Haxorus, which is his Zmon, Hitmontop, and Registeel. Basically, I look at his team and I think Mew, yeah, I've got a Formosa, I've got a Mega Houndoom, I can deal with that. Mega Blastoise, AV Tang can beat that if I'm max Spadef. Also, it's got no recovery outside of Wish Pass from Sylveon. Shaman is not a huge threat because I have a Nidoqueen, I have a Pheromosa, I have a Mega Houndoom, so I'm not overly worried about my also have a Zapdos. Arcanine is quite a big threat, which is really, really annoying because Spadef Arcanine takes on Mega Houndoom very well. It switches into it extremely well, which even Sylveon can't do because I do get Sludge Bomb. On top of that, it's with Intimidate. It was and like say Rocky Helmet, it can take on a Pheromosa fairly well. Also, it does get E-Speed, so once I'm at about 50%, he can just come in and revenge, which is not good. So Arcanine is a big, big problem. Jolteon, maybe a bit of a problem. Doesn't hit actually too hard, and it'll basically have to be Scarf to outspeed Pheromosa. So it's not something I'm too worried about. It will Volt Switch a bit over me, but equally, a lot of my things can it's not a big problem. Golurk is a little bit more annoying. Very much expecting it to come because I have the aforementioned Pheromosa, and people like to bring their Ghost types because high jump kick spam is a very dangerous thing. It's got the Xatu. Not overly worried about that because I do have a really good Dark type. I do have a really good Electric type, and basically it's annoying because of rocks because it prevents hazards, but it is what it is. Then has the Sylveon, which is going to be annoying to break down, so I definitely have to bring things to beat that down. He has a Haxorus, which I have 0 switch into on my team. Scarf Haxorus is a massive, massive threat. it outspeeds my dragon, Zygarde, which is really, really annoying. And equally, I can't just bring a Habanberry variant because it gets access to a nerve instead of Mold Breaker. And Mold Breaker doesn't really do. I mean, Mold Breaker. There's sort of no real abilities on my team that he needs Mold Breaker for, so he could very, very easily bring on Nerve. He's then finally got the Hitmontop, which I'm not really worried about. It's a good spinner, but equally, it's a Hitmontop, and that's all it does really is spin and get Rocky Helmet damage off on things. And then, yeah, Registeel, which is annoying to break through, but as long as I've got plenty of things on my team which can deal with it. So I have a sassy Assault Vest Tang with Giga Drain, Knockoff, Sludge Bomb, and I believe Earthquake, potentially. Basically, this can take a hit from a Shaman, try and get basically fish for poison if he's not got Mind with Sludge Bomb. That you run Sludge Bomb. It's just if you've got the poison chance at 30%, you go for it. I've got Banded Pheromosa with because Yachi Berry Golurk is potentially coming, or because it's obviously his answer to me. Apologies. Basically because I want to be able to break physically defensive Mew relatively easily, and he doesn't like outside of his Death Arcanine, which is not great against my team, and outside of Golurk he has, and Hitmontop, he doesn't have great answers for it, and even Hitmontop gets 2-hit KO'd by High Jump Kick. So I have Choice Band, enough speed for the Jolteon, with U-turn, lunge, poison jab, and High Jump Kick. Yeah, it is just standard Banded Pheromosa basically. I then have my what's it called? Nidoqueen with Stealth Rock, Sludge Wave, I can't remember, Earth Power I believe, and Ice Beam, because that is it's generally pretty good coverage against this entire team, and I really, really want a Rocker. And its matchup here is far, far better than Cobalions. Mega Houndoom then with a bit of an interesting set. Basically, I've got Fire Blast, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, and then a trap card of Destiny Bond, because he's got a few things there which I can't necessarily kill, such as the Arcanine, and I can just get off a Suicide Destiny Bond. Same if he's basically got the Haxorus. If Haxorus comes in and tries to D-dance in my face, I can hit him up. I can get the Destiny Bond off, and then hopefully deal with it. We'll see about that. Sorry. Sorry. Items. I've got Sugarberry on my Nidoqueen to potentially take an Earthquake from that Haxorus, and yeah, that's why I've got Ice Beam. I've then got Porygon Z with enough speed to outspeed a Adamant Haxorus. And then I've got Z conversion on it because I'm not an original team builder at all, with adaptability, T-Bolt, Ice Beam, Recover, and Z conversion. Basically, he doesn't have Bolt Beam switching. That's the reason for that. Also, T-Wave is not something. A lot of his mons sort of like using T-Wave, and he doesn't have great Thunder switching, so that I've gone for that. And I finally got I can't remember exactly what, I can't remember the exact set, but it's a Zapdos with Scarf Zapdos, that's what it is, with Heatwave, basically, so I have something which can revenge a Haxorus at +1 with after a bit of chip with HP Ice, T-Bolt, Volt Switch, and Flame Heatwave. So here I lead off straight off with my Zapdos, get a Volt Switch off, which is sort of nice enough. Go out into Boba because it tanks a Hyper Voice. He reveals it's not particularly offensive here, so but I don't want anything to sort of I'm going to stay and I'm going to get the Sludge Wave off. I Ice Beam, kind of predicting him to go in for Golurk, and he Psyshocks, which is annoying for me because I've basically lost a lot of health on my Boba for not much. Protects, as I know now he has it, and will so that gives me basically 3 walks because he's not going to come into it. I can then Sludge Wave, nearly kill him, but I do get killed off. But this thing dies to rocks and can't take any hit whatsoever. Gives me the freest U-turn with Pheromosa. And yeah, he's down. Even if you're protected, he couldn't have lived that. And then that gives me a switch into Queen of Loss. He goes out into his Goluk here and here. I want to get some damage off from this thing. Prime reason for damage is he's clicking Ice Punch here. If he's Assault Vest, then I couldn't. It's clicking Ice Punch here. I could go hard into my Tangrowth, but it will 2-hit KO. Equally, he will 2-hit KO. He basically 2-hit KOs whatever I switch into. I can live a Life Orb non-Iron Fist Ice Punch in case he's no guard Dynamic Punch for shenanigans. Equally, if he stayed in and try and put up rocks, I can 2-hit KO him with HP Ice. And even sort of worst case scenario, and he's either like Choice Band or he is Life Orb Iron Fist Ice Punch. I've got damage off on him, and he's now in range of my Mega Houndoom, and that is the case. He kills off my Zapdos. It's not the end of the world. It's nice, but it sort of didn't really deal with me particularly well. So it's 4-5 to him, but I can go into my Maul here and get the free Dark Pulse off because he does not have a switch into this. And that is his Goluk down. Equally, I didn't want him setting Rock Polish, so the HP Ice is nice there to 2-hit KO, and I potentially outsped him as well, even at +2. He goes out into his Arcanine. I don't want to mess around with this thing. This is the only thing remaining which really deals with my Pheromosa, so I can Destiny Bond completely freely. And yeah, he activates my trap card and he goes down, which is really, really nice because it's now 3-all, and I've basically got the game with my IG88, so I can set up my Z conversion here. He sets up a light screen, revealing that he's really fast actually, like max speed I think. And yeah, as I go into the electric type, and he doesn't have a switch in for this anymore really. McFly goes down, which is sort of nice for me. Which is nice for me. And then he goes out into his Mew, and my play here is just click T-Bolt. If he is like a calm mindset, then I could potentially be in trouble. But he shouldn't be able. I should be able to stall out the light screen basically. I should be able to stall out the light screen and take him on. However, he reveals rocks. He reveals knockoff, so he is a bulky set. Sort of your standard rocks knockoff Will-O-Wisp, I imagine. And basically doesn't want this thing to die, or doesn't want to lose his screens, so that we can potentially come back with his Mega Blast. But so this thing goes down, and yeah, he goes out into his Mega Blast. I probably should have recovered this turn, or recovered for the next 2 turns, so that I can kill him without the risk of Mirror Coat. But I decide just to go for T-Bolt because it's life's too short. He then clicks Scald, which I would have lived without the crit. It's unfortunate. It's a crit. They happen, but that one is sort of, if I'm going to get crit anywhere, let's have it on one where it only removes a point of differential. So I go into my lair and I can sort of lunge and kill it. So GG to Sebastian. That was like a threatening team. And that either takes me to, depending on how the previous matches ruled, that either takes me to 4-2, which is by no means a bad position at all. That'll put me, I think, joint top in my division. I believe, or I will be 5-1, which would put me outright top. But equally, I can't sort of say that either of those is guaranteed. But yeah, so thank you very, very much for listening to this rather long couple of battles. I've been Prof Chipboard, and I hopefully will try and get this up, get my next week's up on time. It's against Lele, Zam, Chomp, and against Frosty, who's coach of the Golden State War Turtles, and he's currently 4-2, so it should be a good match. Thanks very much. I've been Prof Chipboard, and I have completely messed that up. Yeah, thanks very much. I've been Prof Chipboard, and good night.